certain things. Psalms 100, even though we're going to read the psalm today, we're not actually going to delve into the psalm itself. But let's read Psalms 100 in its entirety, and then we want to begin to expound upon the message today. So it says, make a joyful noise. I'm reading from the New King James translation. It says, make a joyful noise, or literally a joyful shout unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. Now, as we speak today, you'll be able to follow on the screen, of course, in your Bibles. If you want a particular copy of this, you can request the next week. We can make them available for you. But this is a song of thanksgiving. Psalms 100 is a psalm of thanksgiving. You see it at the heading of the psalm itself. When you study Psalms, you remember the Psalms were in divisions, 5 major divisions. So you'll find lament Psalms, those Psalms that someone was pouring out. Of course, it's usually the psalmist, it's a male, but it's collectively for all, male or female, where they're lamenting about something. You'll see penitent Psalms where people are repenting. You will see, obviously, Thanksgiving Psalms where people are giving thanks. You'll see wisdom Psalms. You'll see historical Psalms. So you will see a bunch of Psalms, and basically they were written by various ones. David, obviously, has been given credit for the majority of the Psalms. Asaph, basically the worship leader, has been given credit for Psalms. And, of course, there's a few, Hezekiah given credit for Psalms. So there's a few Psalms that are like wisdom Psalms, others, some Psalms, we don't know actually who wrote the Psalm, but the Psalms themselves is 150 in totality. Now, even though they are grouped together, sometimes in our English Bible, the way that they have been arranged, we may have a Psalm actually earlier in our English Bible in arrangement than it was in the overall picture of Israel and their worship and history. So we can have a 100th Psalm like we have today, we're looking at today, but actually there are other Psalms in the Bible that really would have gone on before the 100th Psalm would have been done. So if we jump just into the 100th Psalm and start trying to follow the 100th Psalm and not understand that there were some other things that went on prior to ever getting to the Psalms 100, then a lot of times we're not able to do what Psalms 100 actually says, because we have not done what the other Psalms that led up to Psalms 100 told us to do. So if we basically, it's sort of like people getting surgical procedures. They always tell you what, there's a prepping that goes on. There's something that they want you to do. They want you to make sure you, usually it's not eat anything, after 12 o'clock at night. You can drink water, but don't eat anything after 12 o'clock at night, because it'll throw the system out of order the way they want it. They want everything so they can get into it. They'll tell you, come at a certain time. They prepare you and everything else. So there's something that goes on. You don't just run into the hospital and then jump on the table and they start, doing whatever they're going to do. There's always something preparatory or prelude to what the main event. And so there's things that went on in Israel's history prior to them really doing this 100th Psalm.